Coming into this sacred time, feel the bells when they are, when they are, when they are. Oh, 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 hello, hello, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. Let us all together. Oh, welcome. Welcome. Oh, this is that bonus Sunday, you know? It's hard to believe it's already the end of April, but when you have 5 Sundays in a month, always, although our week goes on and we have a Sunday every week, but when we have 5 in a month, it just feels like a bonus. We got an extra one. We got an extra Sunday to come and be wonderfully together in beauty and love. How amazing is that? So if you're joining us for the first time, thank you so much, because we know you can be anywhere, and we appreciate that you choose to be here with us. That song, you're probably saying, what was that all about? I've never heard that in church. No, that is the Cherokee morning song. My maternal grandparents, my mom's parents are both Cherokee, from the Eastern Band of the Cherokee in Cherokee, North Carolina. And that is the Cherokee morning song. The words in English simply mean, I am of the Great Spirit. I am of the Great Spirit. And what a beautiful, wonderful way to start the day, isn't it? Yes, yes. So I want to give a shout out to Reverend Ron and Reverend Maria Flournoy. They're our Science of Mind ministers, and they were not here this last Sunday or this Sunday. They are spending some time out in nature, up on the Nature Coast. And I saw Maria's post. They were at the Blueberry Festival yesterday. She said, blueberry pizza, blueberry ice cream, blueberry everything, blueberry beer, blueberry margaritas. So I'm sure she's trying out all that blueberry. That's wonderful. Yeah. So I also want to give a shout out to Brenda, Myrtle's cousin, way up in the UP of Michigan, in that part of Michigan that's Canada. You know? It's so far up there. It's Canada. Just admit it, you know? But thank you so much for watching this, Brenda. And Myrtle will be heading back to Michigan this week. Oh, we're going to miss her. We love her, and thank you so much for all that you give here to this community, serving with the voices when you're here. We love you, and we know you'll be watching next week on the live stream. Yes. So Brenda, welcome to the community. So welcome to everyone. We here at the New Thought community of Gulfport, we are a non-denominational New Thought community. We are members of the Parliament of the World's Religions. We are members of the Association of Global New Thought with Reverend Michael Beckwith. We love all those beautiful and wonderful teachings. We know and affirm that whatever path you choose to walk in your spiritual journey, we can all come together here, sitting side by side, honoring the fact that your path may be different from my path, and that's a beautiful and wonderful thing, because we can all come together in love and peace. That's actually our mission statement, that we create a world that coexists in unity through love and peace. And what a beautiful world that will be when we create that, when we manifest that, because we do with our everyday thoughts, our everyday application of our spiritual principles. And that's what we are all about. That's the message we have for the world. And it's a message worth repeating and a message worth getting out there. Yes.
Amen.
So we like to honor the founders of the Unity Movement here in the United States, Myrtle and Charles Fillmore. Charles Fillmore wrote the Great Invocation. And so if you will rise with me and say if you wish, or just however you wish to honor the Great Invocation. We are now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. We acknowledge thy presence and thy power, O blessed Spirit. In thy divine wisdom, now erase our mortal limitations, and from thy pure substance of love, bring into manifestation our world according to thy perfect law. And it is when we can stand in that pure substance of love, what an amazing world we create around us. For we create and have the opportunity to create our heaven right here on earth. So if you are here for the first time, we'd like you to remain standing right here. And our ushers, our greeters are going to bring to you a gift that is a mala bracelet, and then a golden ticket card that you may, if you wish, give us your information and just leave it on the welcome table as you leave. If we ask you to give us your information, get on our mailing list, and if you don't want to, just put it on there blank, or however you like. But I tell you what, we got some good stuff going on. You want to know about it, because you got an email that told you that we are stocking the food pantry if you were on that email list. Yes. Yes, we are. So thank you so much for being here, and we're going to talk about some great things. Yes, some great things.
Yes, this important spiritual law of what we speak out into the world. So we want to encourage you to sing at your biggest voice today. And you know the song, and it'll be a call and response for those of you that are new. But let's expect some great things. And you can stand up and move if you want, or you can sit and receive whatever your heart desires. But let's call in these great things into every area of our life. Speak the words of truth, calling it forth. I'm expecting great things. I'm expecting great things. Say it loud. I'm expecting great things. Great things. Say that again. I'm expecting great things. I'm expecting great things. Ooh. I'm expecting believe. Eyes haven't seen. I choose to believe. Eyes haven't seen. I choose to believe. Eyes haven't seen. I choose to believe. Great things. I'm feeling it right in your hearts. Just call forth all the things you need in your life from the spirit of love. Here we go. I'm expecting great things. Oh, yeah. I'm expecting great things. Oh, yes, I feel it. I'm expecting great things. Great things. Ooh, yeah. I'm expecting great things. Oh, yes, I know. I'm expecting great things. Oh, I'm expecting great things. Great things. Woo! Put your love into your heart. Touch your heart. I'm expecting great things. See, I'm expecting great things. Great things. Woo!
And so shall be.
Thank you. We go from great things to good things. It's time for good news. So at this time during the service, we switched it up. I used to do good news at the end of the service, but we felt it might be better to do it sort of at the beginning so we have all of your attention right up front. So, great news is the food and pantry drive for Love Thy Neighbor has been an amazing success this morning. So thank you for everyone that brought in pantry and food items for Love Thy Neighbor. For those of you that are new, this is something that we do as part of our community give back. What we do is we honor those that may need help, those that might need assistance, and this is our Neighbor to Neighbor initiative. And Love Thy Neighbor is a 501c3 organization that has a food pantry, and this food pantry allows people to come in that may be at a struggling point in their life or maybe just need some help during the week. It could be mothers with children who just need some assistance with some food, and they can go in and shop. So anyone who is in need of any food or any food items actually can go and shop, and we do have the address there. We'll be doing this week and next week for Friendship Sunday. So Friendship Sunday will be the second week that we'll be doing that, and we will be stocking the pantry. Question people say, hey, what do I need to bring to stock the pantry? Items that we consider shelf stable, but they need things like cereal. Children want cereal, and that's something that's not donated very regularly. I'll tell you what they don't need any more beans or rice. So we've got a lot of that. And no fresh produce or vegetables because it's too perishable. So it needs to be shelf and pantry ready. So now, on to some other good news. If you walked in at the information table and you saw a blue box that's brand new this week, I'm going to hold this up. We want to hear from you. We have a suggestion box that we're asking for input from our community, from our tribe, from our congregation. If there's something that you like, if your experience has been amazing, or if you'd like to offer a suggestion, we have this great little suggestion box that you can fill out, and you can put your name on there if you like, or you don't have to. But if you do put your name on there and you do put your phone number and email, we'd appreciate that. So if we have some feedback that, or you have feedback that you'd like us to share, we'd like to contact you. Also, our May booklet is out. I know it's the last week on Sunday, but we're trying to be proactive here. So this booklet gives you all of the activities that we have going on for the month of May. and boy, is it a doozy. So if you go to the back page, if you open the calendar, everything that has a star on it is an activity or something that we have planned here at New Thought Community of Gulfport. Yep. So, one thing I want to bring up is a week from Saturday, well, yesterday, the Mind, Body, Spirit Expo is taking place here. It is free admission. And I'm also going to put a call out for volunteers. Do we need some more volunteers? Yeah. So if any of you are interested in volunteering for that particular event, the Mind, Body, Spirit Expo is fantastic. There'll be well over 1,500 people in attendance. There's readers, there's vendors. It's really quite amazing. If you've not attended, please plan on joining. All the information is in the May booklet, so you can peruse this after service. If you have questions, we'll be around. Also, if you have a prayer request, we do have a table set up in the back. The blue sign is something, if you notice, we color-coded some of these signs. So the new suggestion box is blue and the prayer request is blue. So if you need something, you put it in the prayer request, or if you have something to offer, put it in the suggestion box. And our tithing envelopes are in the back as well. If you don't want to use an envelope and you'd rather use PayPal or Venmo, the QR code is on the back of the booklet. So with that, that's it for good news, and I think we're on to the next song.
Next week.
Oh, next week, hang on. Next week's Friendship Sunday, and Colleen and Company provide lunch, brunch, for everyone in attendance. It's a love offering, but it's always a theme. Colleen, I'm going to reach out to you. What's the theme next week? Barbecue. Ooh, barbecue. Ooh. Next week's barbecue. She shifts the menu every month. So next week is barbecue. So plan on attending. You can bring friends and family. It's always delicious food. Next week. Yes.
So he has it ready. So let us come into this open, receptive space. We could call this a meditation, if you will. So I invite you to close your eyes or gaze softly to the ground. But you don't have to have it be that. You can sit in comfort and just watch. The point of this song is exactly what we just sang about, which is speaking truth over our life and being in this now and present moment, and knowing that this moment is good. No matter what is happening, it's always good. Good working out in your life. So let's do, may I suggest? May I suggest? May I suggest to you? May I suggest this is the best part of your life? May I suggest this time is blessed for you? This time is blessed and shining almost blinding bright. Just turn your head and you'll begin to see 1,000 reasons that will just be on your side. The reasons why I suggest to you, why I suggest this is the best part of your life. There is a word that's been addressed to you and tinted on before your eyes. A secret word, like a treasure chest for you, of private scenes and brilliant dreams that mesmerize. A lover's trusting smile, a baby's tiny hand, the million stars that fill turning sky at night. I suggest to you, I suggest this is the best part of your life. There is a hope that's been expressed in you, the hope of 7 generations, maybe more. This is the faith that they invest in you, is that you're doing better than been done before. Inside you know, inside you understand, inside you know what is yours to finally set right. And I suggest to you, I suggest this is the best part of your life. This is a song, comes from the western, comes from the west, comes from the slowly setting sun, with a request, with a request of you, to see a very short in these days will run. And when it gone, and when the dark descends, we give anything for one more hour of light. May I suggest this is the best part of your life.
When you know who you are and what you stand for, you stand in wisdom. That's a quote from Oprah Winfrey. And today is our 12 Powers Sunday, and we're going to be talking about wisdom. Welcome back to my beautiful friend, Sari. It's so happy to have you here. So may I suggest to you that it is by divine appointment that we are here on this day, at this hour, to be present with wisdom. Each and every one of you. Something happened in your life. Spirit conspired, source conspired to bring you right here and right now. You know, that song spoke about the 7 generations. And the indigenous peoples of this world hold 7 to be a sacred number. And my grandmother used to tell me that I would be influenced or influence 7 generations. Now, as a child, I didn't quite understand that concept. But now that I'm a grandmother myself, I do. I understand it. So here I come as one, but I stand as 10,000. For those ancestors, 7 generations and more, prayed me in here. Just as I am praying in my grandchildren and their grandchildren. 7 generations strong. And they keep going. She tried to explain it to me. She said, well, you're a generation, Kimmy, and your mom is a generation, and I'm a generation. That's 3. And my mom would have loved to know you. And she thought of you because she thought of my grandchildren. And she influenced you with her thoughts and her words. For every day, we are the ancestors of the future. Your words are so important. Your deeds, your actions are so important because your children are watching. Your children's children are watching. And their children are watching. 7 generations strong. And we must make a stand in wisdom as we face turmoils in our state, in our country, right here and right now, in this present moment. There are turmoils. We must stand in wisdom as we all want and need our leaders to come to the table in wisdom, led by understanding, led by respect, compassion, and love. We call upon our leaders to step up and lead us to the best outcome that provides human rights for all, respect and equality for all. Every person of every race, every person of every sexual orientation, every person of every gender, every person of every age, every person of every economic status, and every person of every creed. I want our leaders, may I suggest to them, that when they come to that table, that they come as one, each and every one of them, but they stand as 10,000 because they are there to represent us. May they think of those 7 generations, backwards and forward, as they make laws that impact our lives every day, as they bring to the table our culture. When they are creating our laws, they are creating our culture. How we do this life. May we suggest, as a spiritual community, that we coexist in love and peace. That's the importance of our message, that we come together and coexist, although we might be different, always knowing we are more alike than we are different. And in Unity and New Thought, we recognize and honor 12 spiritual powers. That was all off the record. That was all me going off on a tangent. When I heard those words, may I suggest. Here at the New Thought community of Gulfport, I'm honored to teach the Unity teachings of the 12 powers by selecting a power for that final Sunday each month. Today's power being wisdom. Wisdom, insight, discernment. The dictionary tells us that wisdom is the ability to apply relevant knowledge in an insightful way, especially to different situations from that in which the knowledge was gained. That's wisdom. I love that Weber uses intuition in talking about wisdom. My definition is that wisdom is a metaphysical revelation of source and is a divine gift that we each are given. Wisdom is within each of us. It is our choice to develop it and allow it to flow from us as the light it is. That is wisdom. In his book, The 12 Powers of Man, Charles Fillmore ponders the question, which is greater, wisdom or love? Because of the three powers that I think we use most in our life, faith, love, and wisdom, which is greater? Well, maybe at the end of the day, you'll have an idea in your mind which is greater for you. Because that's a question each of us has to answer in our own unique individualness. And what I think is the most important one might not be what you think is most important or you think is most important. And that's wonderful and beautiful because we all come to the table to coexist, not to be the same, to coexist in unity through love and peace, acknowledging that we are always more alike than we are different, and yet we are each uniquely different. So let's talk about wisdom. When God raised Solomon up as king, God asked him, "What gift shall be yours?" Solomon chose wisdom. He chose wisdom above riches, above honor. Solomon became a great judge, using the gift of a rare intuition and discernment in arriving at his judgments. People came from all over the land for him to offer his judgment and his wisdom upon them. We all are familiar with the story of the two women that came with an infant, a newborn baby. They both claimed the baby was theirs. So Solomon listened to each of them. To each of them give their reason why they should be mother to this child. And then at the end, he called his guard to bring him his sword. And he said, "We will solve this by cutting the child in half and giving each of you half." Well, the true mother said, no, I'll step back. I let go my claim. Let her take the child and raise him. And Solomon took the child and gave him to that mother. For she loved the child and was willing to let him go so that he would live and grow. That's wisdom. In his life, Solomon was rewarded with great riches and honor. When he chose wisdom over riches and honor, God made it so that the wisdom is what brought him the riches and honor. So choose your gift. Choose your gift. What is your gift? The gift of wisdom is yours today and every day as a divine child of God. If you choose it, if you choose it, wisdom is yours. And when you know better, you do better. If anything is going to move forward in your life, you are responsible to make it happen. You are responsible for your life and the choices you make. Only you. It's only you. We're not living life by default, and it just happens. Now, some people do. You know, they live by default. They just let life happen to them, and they say, "Well, that happened to me." Make it happen. You make it happen, and only you have the power. The power to take responsibility and move your life forward. We're taught from an early age, and so it is learned behavior that most of us, or even many of us, trust more in the mind than in the heart. We trust more in the mind than in the heart when making those great and important decisions of our life. We think our mind is more the way to go than what our heart says. But I'll share with you now. It's both. It's the harmony and the balance. The harmony and the balance of the knowledge of the mind and the intuition of the heart. And when you combine the two of them, that's when it becomes true wisdom. Profound understanding, intuition, judgment, discernment. Those words are important in our life. And our knowing is innate within us, each and every one of us. How can I come to that conclusion? How? Because the mind of God that is source is within us. The heart of Goddess is within us. You, me, that person sitting next to you, that person sitting on either side of you, that person sitting in front of you, that person sitting behind you. Look into the eyes of the people around you and see God. Go ahead and say hello. Look into the eyes looking back at you. Go ahead. Look into the eyes of the person sitting behind you, next to you, in front of you, and say hello. Look into their eyes, and I promise you, you will see God looking back at you. You will see source energy shining back at you through the eyes and through the smile. See, everybody's smiling now. We just changed the whole energy of this room. Everybody's eyes are sparkling and everybody's teeth are showing. Everybody's smiling. Wisdom. It's within each of us. When we listen, when we become still, when we pose a question or we face a challenge, when we stop, when we take a breath, be still and know. Within each of us, there is wisdom. We connect to it when we take that breath and we are still and we know. That knowing that is both mind and heart. Mind and heart in harmony and in balance. That knowing within that still small space within your heart center, that is wisdom. You're safe to trust in that. Even in your most important decisions, those great and awesome decisions you have to make in life. Be still and trust what you know. Trust that truth. That truth that is within you. Trust that is the wisdom to follow. For it is the wisdom of source. It's the wisdom of source within you. The ancients in most all cultures know this to be true. Leaders, shamans, priests, chiefs, rabbis, medicine men and medicine women, pharaohs, kings, and queens of almost every culture in the ancient times wore breastplates, ornamental breastplates made of fine metals, silver and gold. They held them sacred. Why? Why did they hold these breastplates sacred? Because they protected the heart center, the solar plexus and the heart. They protected that wisdom center. They adorned them with precious stones, crystals. They usually in numbers of 12 or 7 to represent the 12 great powers that Charles Fillmore wrote about. The 12 spiritual powers of man, or to represent the 7 great truths that the indigenous peoples honor. Why? Because they knew it innately within them. They knew with the knowing that spanned space and time, all over the world, all at the same time, these different cultures that had no Google, they didn't have the World Wide Web, they didn't have any way to be in contact with each other, but all at the same time, they had the same traditions, the same type of breastplates protecting the heart and the solar plexus, the seat of knowledge and power, the seat of your wisdom, with a knowing that is innate, inborn, natural, your essential nature. It's the wisdom carried forth from before we were in this physical body. When we were in the metaphysical realm, just as a star seed, we were one with Source, one with the mind of God and the heart of Goddess. And they knew, the ancient peoples knew. And we know now that God's wisdom is right there in our chest, in our solar plexus. It's worthy of protection, worthy of honor. And you know what? We're going to talk about those crystals more at my workshop after service. And I didn't even put these two together for that reason. It just happened. I love the way Spirit works like that. It just happened. You know, a couple weeks ago, I scheduled that crystal workshop 2 months ago, and a couple weeks ago, somebody said, what's going to be the power for April? I said, oh, what's the power for April? It'll be wisdom. And we're in gold, this color of the solar plexus. Because wisdom, it's right there within our chest. It's worthy of protection. It's worthy of honor. And as your spiritual leader, I can only give to you from my own personal experiences. I can't give to you, and no one can give to you or anyone else anything more than from my own personal learned experience. I shine my light onto the path for you, and you shine your light onto the path for me, and we both shine our light onto the path for others. I innately tap into wisdom, wisdom of my mind, body, and spirit to get me through things that happen in the day. And in our physical body, this judgment center of our solar plexus, our I am core, I am, all those I am statements we make in the mirror, activates our body brain. Our body brain is right there. Our brain is up here, our heart is right here, and then our body brain is right there in our solar plexus. As all of the 12 powers, wisdom functions in all 3 phases of our beings: mind, body, and spirit. In our mental, in our physical, and in our spiritual being. Maybe you've said or heard, man, I know it in my gut. My gut's telling me that that's just not right. Those are your physical indicators. Physical indicators that your solar plexus said, something's off. To know, I feel it in my gut. And then there's that still small voice we hear. Sometimes we hear it when we're in meditation, expanding out from our heart center. And sometimes we hear it sitting up here on our shoulder. We got 2 sides. Which one do we feed? That's our spiritual indicator of our wisdom center, coming from our solar plexus. And then there's the knowing, in our DNA knowledge, the knowing. We don't know why we know, but we just know. Sometimes My wife will say, how do you know that? I say, I just know. Wait and see. I just know. I just know that's the way it is. That's the mental indicator of our judgment center. And human judgment can be based on any and all three of these, just one, two, or all three. Mine, you just know with your innate knowledge. Your body, you have that gut feeling. You feel it all the way through. My mom would say, I feel it in my bones. You know? And in spirit, that still small voice we listen to when we get still. And in the physical, we can get caught up sometimes in unloving, critical judgments. And then they're going to manifest as physical ailments like ulcers in your stomach. Because that's the area. That's the area. And if you find yourself in that place, I'm saying stop. Take a breath. Raise your vibration on purpose with intention. Raise your vibration and judge from your higher self, not through gossip or worldly standards. Judge only from the light within, the light of love, compassion, and kindness. Judge by spiritual methods from divine insight and that pure potentiality of good and the Christ consciousness within you. It's a practice of spiritual growth and personal growth, applying that wisdom in your everyday life. Applying wisdom in your daily life is much like pruning a tree or pruning a bush. There are seasons of growth, and then there are seasons of pruning. It's the best way to stay healthy. It's the best way to have full growth and to flourish and to thrive. You have to prune the dead wood. You have to cut out the disease to allow healthy growth. It's the only way to get from fruit to more fruit. It's the only way to get from blooms to more blooms. The only way is to cut it back. Without the cutback, there won't be new growth. Things get stagnant, standing still. And you know what? You may even be satisfied. You may have gotten satisfied staying where you are, standing still. But you know what? Things are always moving. Energy is always moving. There is no standing still. If you're not moving forward, you are moving backwards. Absolutely, energy, it's always moving. All around you, within you, always in motion. Standing still, staying where you are is never an option. So you got to get out of that comfort zone. I'm for moving forward into our greater good. Moving forward in the holistic good. The good that's good for the whole community. Each one of us individually and the whole community. Because God wants us to flourish. God wants us to thrive. Wants our spiritual community to thrive. Wants each of us individually to flourish and thrive. Until we're reaching out to everyone within the sound of our voice, within sight of this place. Even online, we have a message worth hearing, that we are creating a world that coexists in unity through love and peace. In the Bible, in the book of John, Jesus said, if you abide in me, you will bear much fruit. Simply saying that if you are in alignment with Source, your branches are going to bloom and bear much fruit, many flowers. If you're out of alignment, the branches will wither and need to be cut back and thrown into fire. Just cut them off, just lop them off, get rid of them. Let them go. Put them in the fire, walk away, let them go. Because when things happen you don't understand, maybe sometimes they don't even make sense at all. When you could be bitter, abide with Source. Abide knowing all will be well. Even though you're not sure how, you don't have to know. Just allow it. It'll all work out. You stay strong. Stay in love. Stay in peace. and coexist. You keep that smile on your face. You keep being good to people. And you stay in the wisdom of knowing you are in God's favor. You'll come into more fruit. Things are going to be better than you ever thought they could be. For when we allow judgment and wisdom to flow from us as the inner illumination of spirit, we find ourselves in better health. Better health both physically and emotionally. In a better place spiritually. As we allow the divine life force that is source energy to flow through our body brain, we awaken to a new world, and a new potentiality is directed from our higher self, our source, and that is wisdom. Although all of the 12 powers are important, the greatest, as I said before, are faith, wisdom, and love. They're the highest frequency. They're the highest vibration. Our life manifests in divine order as we develop and live in the energy of these three powers every day. Yet, wisdom without love is cold. And love without wisdom is impetuous and can be misguided. Wisdom born of love and faith is powerful. When we align these powerful vibrations within and find the balance and harmony present in the natural order, there is a great and tremendous effect on our physical body. We then resonate at our true frequency. We turn to our true north. As a vibrational being, we come into alignment with Source. We shine as the light from within that illuminates the way. That is wisdom. Wisdom, taking the knowledge and discernment from your God mind, bringing it into the love of your goddess heart. That's wisdom. Bringing that knowledge, balancing it with the love. That's wisdom. So when someone speaks against you, speak well of them. It's hard to do at first, but stay in the light of wisdom and it'll get easier. When you're mistreated, treat them well. Repay evil with good and let God fight your battles. As I told you before, you do not have to accept every invitation to a fight. You can just let it go. No, thank you today. I'm not going to fight that battle. I'm going to stand in my truth. And God will fight that battle for me. Wisdom. Let karma, let those natural laws take care of it. Because it's not your job. You keep doing right. Keep smiling. Keep keeping on. Keep shining bright like a diamond. Because here is the truth. No matter how good a person you are the bad guy in someone's story. Always. That's human nature. No matter how good you are, someone out there, you're the villain, you're the bad guy. And when people do you wrong, that's human nature. When they do you wrong, they most often turn it around that you're the one doing wrong. Because it makes them feel bad. That they'll justify. That's when you got to trust in the wisdom to know it's not about you. It's never about you. It's just not your business. Just let God take care of it. Because you cannot prove yourself out of someone else's mirror. If they choose to see you or see me in a different way than we truly are, for whatever reason, you will not be able to clear the smear or the streaks off their mirror. Never. I don't care how much newspaper and vinegar you use. I'm from the country. We clean the windows with old newspaper and vinegar. Anybody else? Maybe clean them. Because that'll take the streaks out. But when somebody is viewing you that way, there's nothing you can do to change. There's nothing you can do to change how they see you in their mirror. They're going to see you the way they made up their mind to see you. That can't be your focus. Their poison can't become yours. Their poison can't become mine. And it will if you give them that power. It will poison every aspect of your life. But the power is yours. The power to be wise. You know, in college, I took a self-defense class. It was great. I loved it. And then I took the ultimate self-defense class in Marine Corps boot camp. And when it comes to self-defense, one of the key pieces of advice from all the law enforcement experts is to never let the assailant take you to a secondary location. Because that secondary location, it's not going to be a place of your choosing. It's going to be isolated, and you're going to be the focus of the crime, and you're going to be all alone. That's a great piece of advice. Don't let anybody take you to a secondary location. Not physically, not mentally, and not spiritually. Because you can use it and apply it to your emotional safety, to your mental safety, as well as your physical safety. Don't let people take you somewhere you never meant to be with their words and their actions. Just don't give them that power over you. Power over your state of mind. Because they'll take it. They will try to take that power, but it's up to you to give it to them. Because they can't take it if you don't participate. You know, you're having a great day. You're looking at life through those rose-colored glasses, and everything's just going hunky-dory for you. You know? Then someone, maybe someone you least expected, comes along who's angry, jealous, just discontent with their life. And not even necessarily angry at you, because what did you do? Yet you become the target. They project it onto you and try to take you to that place. They try to take you to that secondary place. Get you all embroiled in trying to defend yourself. That's taking you to that secondary place. Don't do it. Don't let them take you to that secondary place where you never intended to be. You didn't get up this morning intending to go there. No, you're not safe there. You're alone. You're unsuspecting. It's coming out of nowhere. And nothing good is going to come from you headed down that path with them. Just don't do it. Don't you go off to that secondary place with them. If you do that, you're giving them your power. You are giving them your power. You're saying, here, you have the power over me. Well, I'm telling you what, no, you don't. You don't have the power over me. When you know who you are, you bridge that knowledge with love and allow yourself to be wise. You will say, no, you don't. Not today. Not today. Don't give them the power to fashion you into their version of you. Because if you go to that secondary place, you're probably going to become that version of you that they see in their mirror. Be you. Be loud and be proud. Or be soft and be gentle. But be you, whatever it is. Be the you in your mirror, not you in their mirror. If it doesn't add value to your life, don't choose it. There's a lesson in that. If it does not add value to your life, don't choose it. Life is good all the time because God is good all the time. And God is all around us and everything all the time, expressing through us, expressing as us all the time. I'm divinely guided and infinitely loved. That is the power of wisdom. Knowing that, having that knowledge and having that love and letting them bridge together, I'm divinely guided and infinitely loved. Stay away from that secondary place and flourish in your place You know, that place of allowing wisdom and love, allowing the light of Spirit to shine through you, guiding your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Don't give your power over to anyone else. Don't let them define you by their words. Don't let them define you by their anger. Don't let them define you by their thoughts. For me, when someone speaks against me, I will speak well of them. I know who I am. I know what I stand for, and I will stand in wisdom. In my heart and in my mind, I balance knowledge with love and temper disdain with peace. And I know wisdom is a metaphysical revelation of source and is a divine gift. I honor you. Namaste. And so it is. Bill is the man. Let's all give Bill some love and appreciation. You know, Bill's generally the first one in here every Sunday because he's got to make the coffee. So he makes the coffee and brings the goodies for us to have that coffee and conversation every Sunday morning before service and every Sunday after service. So Bill, we're blessing you. We're giving you our love. Yes, we are. Wow. And when it comes to our offering, you know, freely we give and freely we receive. That is the wisdom of knowing that we can never receive until we give. We can never receive love until we give love. We can never receive success until we give success. My greatest successes have come from lifting other people up. I'm going to tell you a quick little story. You know, in Little League, you know, because I was a single mom, I coached my boys in Little League. When he was 9, and he jumped up from 7 and 8 to 9 and 10. He jumped up to the 9 and 10 team. Well, the dad who was the coach of that team, his little boy was 10 going to 11. So he was leaving. So I inherited his team. I was the only women coach in the league. Some of the moms didn't want their boys to play for me because of that. But that was all well and good. It was all exactly meant to be. So I had this one little boy, Andrew, on my team. And Andrew would stand up in that batter's box. If you know anything about baseball, he'd stand up in that batter's box. Here come a pitch, and he'd drop his bat and step out. And there's strike one. I'm going, Andrew, let you go. You got to stay in the box. Stay in the box. He'd go, strike two. Strike three. Come on, Andrew. Come on, Andrew. You got to stand in the box. You know, you got to stand in the box. Even if you don't swing, stand in the box. Don't step out of it. No. So his mom came over to me and she said, I want to tell you something. She said, and I'm not exaggerating. I know you'll think I am. But last year, literally every time he got up to bat, he got hit with a pitch ball. I said, oh, because you know, at 9-10, that's when the kids are pitching, not the coaches. I said, oh, I understand now. So about halfway through the season, maybe just not quite halfway, but around that halfway point of the season, Andrew's up there, and we all just know he's going to step up in the box. It's going to be strike one, strike two, strike three. We just know it. Nope. Andrew stood in that box, and that pitch came, and he made contact with it. Our parents started screaming. You'd have thought he just won the World Series, and we just, woo! And our whole dugout's jumping up and down. I'm over there jumping up and down. He hit it straight to the pitcher and, of course, got out at first base. But that did not matter. That did not matter because he stood in the box and he hit that ball. That is my greatest accomplishment as a coach. Right there. Lifting him up to know that he can stand in that box and hit that ball. So I'm going to say right now, we are blessing this offering. And this offering allows us to stand in the box and hit that ball. It allows us to bring pantry items to love our neighbor. It allows us to do our bags of love and hope that we take out to the homeless. It allows us to bring this message on live stream and in person. It allows us to pay the rent, to keep the lights on. This offering allows us to be here, to be a community together. And we are so grateful and thankful. So as we say the abundance prayer together, the abundance of God is my infinite source. I now open my heart and my mind to give and receive all God's good, all God's prosperity, all God's abundance. As God as my source, all things are possible. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Don't worry. See, no worries.
I'm going to stand in the box.
All right. No worries. No worries.
Sal is sharing a song that he's going to be hopefully doing at the concert. Is this going to be in the concert? Okay, we're scheduled.
So this actually is faith, love, and wisdom. Thank you so much for that. I love that. I remember Kim speak about that all the time. This is actually, I think the opposite of faith, love, and wisdom is fear, lack of faith, and worry. And I know for me, when I was younger, I used to worry an awful lot about silly things that don't matter. And so as I developed my spiritual growth, I started to become more of an observer of that, watching my fear. And recently when I was things come along, I was in a spin on some fear, and I got better at coming out of it. When I came out of it, I said, boy, if I just didn't get so caught up in worry. And so the beautiful thing about music is I can share my own experience and put some of that experience into a song and share it with all of you. So I wrote this song about worrying and about don't worry. Don't you get too caught up in your worries. Don't you get too caught up in a hurry. Don't you get too caught up with your worries. Or life will pass you by. Don't you get too caught up in possession. Don't you get too caught up with your rejection. Don't you get too caught up in your collections. Or life will pass you by. Well, every day that comes around the corner will tell you the reason why. To say your truth and let love see you through, then you can let your spirit fly. Let it fly. Don't you give up on your vision. Don't you give up on your convictions. Don't you give up on all your passions. Or life will pass you by. Don't you give up on your distraction. Don't you give up on your decisions. Don't you give up on your intentions. Or life will pass you by. Every day that comes around the corner will tell you the reason why. To stand in your truth and let love see you through, then you can let your spirit fly. Let it fly.
one next Sunday. We have the brunch and barbecue. I can't wait because she did the Mediterranean chicken, and that was out of this world. She's done so many beautiful things for us with these meals, and I can't wait to taste her barbecue. Woo! Is it one of the restaurant in Atlanta, a barbecue restaurant? Yeah, so woo, we're in for a treat, I know it. And then today, right after service, we're going to be over at Caddy's on the upper deck doing a crystal introduction to crystal workshop. So come and join me over there. Lunch and drinks. You can have your own lunch and drinks from the menu while I'm doing the class. It's going to be beautiful. It's about an hour and a half. It's not real heavy, not real deep, but I brought crystals for everybody who comes. You get to get a little bag, fill the crystals you want. And we'll talk about those crystals on those breastplates. Yeah. All right, so peace on. Neil, do you have anything else? No. Okay. See, he's good news. He's good news, Jim.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with
Our peace begins right here and right now. Let us affirm together the unity prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. For God is amazing. All the time. And all the time. God is amazing. Remember the comment box.
Must be crazy, but sometimes it's hard to take a breath. I'm out of the room to go outside. With the air, I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy like a fool, yeah. You feel like a fool without a room. Like a fool, yeah. You feel like happiness is a drug. I know, yeah, you know that happiness is to you. Like a fool, yeah. You feel like that's what you want. Here comes the words of this night. Oh, the bottom of the moon. I could prove you were just fine. You don't want to come. Here's why. 'Cause I'm happy like a fool, yeah. Like a fool without a love. Like a fool, yeah. You feel that happiness is the truth. I know, yeah, you know happiness is the truth. Like a fool, yeah. You feel that's what you want, oh. Hey, come on. Bring it down. In the hood, bring it down. Too high, bring it down. Bring it down. Bring it down.
love of